Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I've got a package from Moru. This is the new RS3 Super. There's a couple different models. I actually don't know which one's which or what's specific about this. I've heard a couple things which I want to talk about, so stay tuned. Let's check out the RS3 Super. First off, this is just going to be my unboxing first impressions. I might do a comparison later on between the 2021 and the 2020. So if you remember correctly, which hopefully you do, I had a custom RS3 from SpeedCube Shop where I added some extra magnets to make it a little bit stronger, but I really liked that RS3. I liked that really controllable feeling of it, and it was smooth, and it was really budget friendly. This continues that budget friendly, but I think it adds something a little bit extra. So a couple things right off the bat. This is matte plastic. They have printed a logo on. I think this might be the first printed logo, but the first one that looks like this. They've taken away some of the extra colors. Really interesting. It's kind of a really detailed logo for that printing. That's like, I mean, even look at the words there. That's really detailed. You can still see underneath here they have the square center caps that help with the stability of it. So that is continuing on. If I just pop under the hood, let's see if they're both the same. We have the same tensioning system. They've switched from blue to purple. I don't know if that's going to be a forever thing, but I like that. It looks really nice. So we have the elasticity setting and the tension. This is still one of my preferred favorites. The auto adjust where you have 5 settings or 3 settings or 8 settings, those are nice, but I still love the infinite settings you can get with the screw. There's a lot of people who will say, oh, I don't know how to make them even. And really, I'm just like, we'll make it even. You can even just by feel, you can feel if it's all even on each side. But with that said, it's not that big of a deal. But I do really like that. I like they're still sticking with it. Let's check now really under the hood. Oh, these are near impossible to pop. Oh, I'm going to have to unscrew this a bit. Can I get this one out? Okay, so this one has purple. My guess is that means MagLev. And that does. There's a magnet and there's a spring here. So we've got MagLev and we have regular. I like that the purple's internal so it doesn't really distract from the rest of the turning. And primary plastic. Okay, in there we have our regular old core. And here they also have the regular old core. So they didn't give me the one that I thought they're going to give, which is the ball core. And I'm using quotes because this is a very confusing term that they should stop using immediately. All they're saying with the ball core is that there's magnets on the core and the plastic that builds it around is kind of spherical shaped. What people remember ball cores as being is how the older 4x4s, like older, probably before most of you even started cubing were, and possibly even like the older Rubik's brand, but mainly those 4x4s, where pieces were aligned in a track around a sphere, around a ball core. This is not like that at all. And I've already seen multiple comments where people are saying, oh, it's a ball core, it's going to be awful. It's literally the same thing that every other magnetic core puzzle has. It's the same thing. So it's not what you would expect from that. And I would say they should stop using that term. And I would say you should stop using that term too, because it's not any different than other companies' puzzles. It's just that the magnets are at the core and it looks kind of spherical, just like on the magnetized cores of all of the other flagship puzzles that are around. I'm not going to name any right now, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to check the prices of these just to see what the difference is between some of these ones. I'm going to go to SpeedCube Shop right now. If you do order them, you can go to SpeedCubeShop.com. If you use discount code SCR, you can save at checkout and help support the channel. Okay, so we have the magnetic one, which is $9.95. We have the MagLev, which is $14.95, and the ball core at $19.95. So the most expensive one is $20. This one's $10. I'm going to try both of these because I can't try the other one right now. But I want to see how the difference is. As you know from other things, I prefer springs over MagLev core. I think springs are better to give you more variety. I've been ranting for a while. Let's get into some solves. These are pre-lubricated, I can already tell. So I'm going to just scramble each one up, do some solves, tighten it, do some solves again. Here we go. Just a nice hand scramble. Okay, it's quite fast. The matte plastic is going to need to polish up a bit because it's a little slick being the matte plastic. I've heard some people say the matte plastic is grippier. If you're one of those people that says the matte plastic is grippier, let me know. But it's always felt more slick to me. Oh, what am I doing? That was bad. I don't know what I did on the last pair. I'm going to do another one. Let's fix that one. So as far as the puzzles go, as I'm recording this, this is available right now. It looks like the magnetic core is not, but that'll ship early November. Ooh, I could do a roux solve. Let's do a roux solve here. Whoop, way too fast. Wow. CMLL. Works really well. Okay. It's very fast. It's very fast. Okay, I'm going to use the MagLev one, and then I'm going to tighten the tensions all the way, or at least I'm going to tighten the elasticity all the way, and see how that changes the feeling for both of these. So they feel really similar. I think there's more lubrication in the one with springs, so it's a little different, but for the most part, they feel quite similar. MagLev isn't really faster overall. The magnetic strength is a little bit lighter than the spring, so I believe that's why people feel like it's faster. But there's still pretty much the same friction right there. Oop. There we go. Okay. Oh, I stopped paying attention. Well, it's only fitting that if I messed up the first one of the other cube, I'll mess up this one a little bit. So let's try that again. But they feel pretty similar. If it's between the regular and the MagLev, I'd definitely still go with the regular for this, but we'll try with the change in elasticity in just a moment. What? Oh. I think it's the same G-perm. There we go. Don't mess it up that time. Okay, not bad. How do these compare to the other ones? Out of the box, feels a lot lighter. I don't have another one right next to me to weigh it, but they feel a lot lighter. So if you imagine the stability of the RS3, but not quite as light as a Maylong, but the lightness that you would get at a Maylong, and just kind of mix those. As if the RS3 and the Maylong had a child. And it's the RS3 Super. I just realized I didn't get a box, so I didn't get that little turny tensiony thing, and I recently cleaned my office. So I'm gonna have to do it the old school way. Actually, could I use my nail? Yep. We're going all the way to the top. Go. Okay, so the spring one is all set. Let's adjust the MagLev. Okay, put it back together. Let's do a couple solves, and I think we'll be good for now. Overall, the magnets are not adjustable, so I'm curious if the corner core magnets, if the quote-unquote ball core is going to have different strength magnets. This feels clickier than the older models. And it might just be that it feels lighter, and since it's lighter, you can feel the magnets a bit more. I don't think I'd immediately say this needs more stability or more magnets, but let's go with the spring one, see how the speed is. Quite stable. So I didn't adjust the actual depth of the centers, but this is a little bit more to my liking. Very, like, it's not any tighter, but because the springs, the elasticity, because the spring elasticity has changed, it feels a lot more controllable. Okay, here we go. Let's do a solve on this. Random hand scramble. Fantastic. Okay. Big difference with the MagLev. Much bigger difference than I've experienced in the past. Tensions are interesting. So when you compress the springs or compress magnets, it gives it less room to wiggle. Now, what I'm wondering is when you compress the spring here, does it not have enough room to actually wiggle through that compared to that? Because that's a huge difference. It's basically still the same amount throughout it. Now, I've said for a long time, corner cutting is not something you should ever really worry about. Every modern cube on the market can corner cut more than you need to, because you're not going to be doing turns like this and trying to cut through it, and if you are, it's going to be more wobbly anyways, which influences how it corner cuts in the end. With that said, the amount of change in the MagLev, and with how well it still corner cuts from a stable position, is impressive. It's quite a lot more controllable. COLO. That's nice. Okay. I don't need any more stability than that. Like, I don't need core magnets for this. With that said, I haven't tried it, so. But I'm really impressed with the MagLev because how it performs with the tighter tensions. If I was to recommend one now, after I've tried this, I would say the MagLev, specifically because of on the tighter tensions, I can feel a big difference, which is not what I would have said a year ago with puzzles back then, or the older RS3 2021 that I believe did have MagLev as well. This is only $15 too. This is, I can get the exact same times on this than any other cube on the market, if not better at times if it's controllable and stable. And this is, if not half the price of other ones, this is like 1/5 the price of some other ones, not going to say which ones. So you could buy 5 of these and get the same times. This is incredible. So I'm excited to try the ball core one, but remember, it's not a ball core like you would think for other puzzles. It doesn't change the setup, it's just magnets on the core. So if you see anyone talk about it, that it's, it's a ball core, so it's not as good, correct them. Like, just be like, yeah, that's wrong, correct them. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll definitely do a bigger review in comparison when I get more on this, but I'm surprised by how well this worked, and I'm thoroughly impressed. So it's on sale right now. You can order it and it will ship right now. At least these will. Yeah, just want to double check the MagLev one was there too. So you can order right now and have it sent out possibly today, depending on when you're ordering it. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Is this a puzzle that you think you will want to get? Leave that in the comment section below so I can check that out and see if other people feel the same way I do. Thank you very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And as always, keep following SpeedCube Review for more news and reviews.